Well, hello out there from day 6 of our local. No, actually, it's day 7 of our local stay-at-home order. Probably only like day 5 of the state. I'm not quite sure when the state started, but this is April 4th, and we're here. I'm here working on page 19 with you guys, and we're coming in sort of in the middle of the page here. Sorry about that, but yeah, this one took a lot of work to set up, and I thought maybe I'd give you guys a little bit of a glimpse into that. The setup here is that um, who is it? Gabe is suggesting, they use the formula. His suggestion is they use the formula to make him small enough to take him into work. so we're gonna. So I'm given a little bit of a fantasy sequence as Tyler imagines Gabe at 2 inches tall instead of 20 inches tall, like sitting on his desk at work. This one took a lot of time to set up because for whatever reason I decided to create his little scrap of cloth outfit instead of just using this silly one I've been using. And I'm once again deciding I don't want to flip between scenes, so I sort of opened up the work set again in the main release rather than the beta version I normally use. So it's yeah, basically I kind of I sort of wanted to create something a little different. So um, where are we? So what I did was create a plane with a ton of subdivisions, so to speak, a ton of faces. See how the little dress has like tons of little planes everywhere. I basically created it with a lot of little planes instead of one large plane, and then I placed it. I loaded a standard figure, placed it over him, used geometry editor to select some of the planes and cut out the whole. No, no, actually, no, not this time. This time I sent it over to hexagon and cut it out there, cut out the hole for the head. Sent it back to Daz Studios and used their D-Force simulator to drop the plane over the body of the basic model, and then sent this shape that you see on him back to hexagon. And what I did was kind of line by line, point by point, sort of just adjust it as necessary. Bring in the waist so that the waist it's so that the mid section is tight around his waist a little bit, and then I created this half-ass rope. I say half-ass, but it took a while. So it took a little while, like weaving everything around like that. But I basically like created this rope and then sent it to Blender to create the UV map, and then bring both pieces into Daz. Um, once they come over as objects. So what I do is come into edit and object and use the transfer utility. And this will let you turn it into a sort of a fitting clothing item. So, I've got too many objects in here to show you what to actually. I know, hold on. Escape, we'll get out of that. We'll cancel that. I can show you over here because I think I've got less objects in here, but come over object, transfer utility, and then the source will be the basic figure. Oh my God, I've got more. Okay, so it's not going to work here. So I can't show you, but you select your source, whatever it is, which would be the basic Genesis figure, and then you select the target would be the cloth piece that now fits on the figure, and you select that in there. Go to show options, and then I can't do it without. Actually, I know. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to select 2 items to show you. So let's just say this was the basic Genesis figure, and this was my little cloth skirt, whatever it is, dress, whatever. So you come in here, then you just select morph targets, and I was using shaping and pose. Use all if you want. Will let you sort of manipulate the figure using the Genesis morphs, and then you hit accept, and it'll basically turn it into a conforming clothing piece that fits to him. And then I do the same thing with the robe. And it takes, again, once I have it fit, it takes a little bit of adjustment because it doesn't quite fit to the body once I start using the Genesis morphs on him. But, it kind of looks like crap, but, or at least in my mind, it kind of looks like crap. But the idea is I'm only using this for pretty much a couple of panels. So this is one of those things where I put a lot of time into creating something that's going to get very little use. So I'm going to live with it looking like crap in my mind. um, and, but I end up with this, and we'll save that. And then come over here, file, open as layers. There we go. Layers, undo. This one is 33. And I have to say, like, even working on Tyler's story, I get the same thing. It's a little frustrating here because where I've decided everything for Amazon is going to be family friendly for the most part from now on. And, I'm going to avoid oops, I forgot to merge that one down when I worked on it. So we'll merge that one down while we're thinking of it. But so it's like anything for Amazon, I think since the issues I had with transforming Tyler and Amazon, um, I've kind of decided that like even the incidental nudity is going to go away as far as anything on Amazon. It's going to be completely family friendly, and then anything I do for the patrons on Patreon. Um, since Patreon will let you really push the envelope, their policy allows sex as long as it's not an image of a real person. So Patreon will let you portray all that sex um, with 3D models here. So I figure since uh, what do I want to do? Since Patreon will let me sort of really push the envelope, um, I kind of figured that anything that goes on Patreon might as well go ahead and really push the envelope. So there's kind of no point to doing like maybe just a booby shot on Patreon for Patreon exclusives. It might as well be like all the way. So I've sort of like adapted that there's no middle ground. Um, the problem with doing characters that are like really small like this is that, like, as you can see, it gets a little difficult to work with because zoomed in this close, the movement with the controllers is sort of outpaced. Plus, when you zoom in, everything goes through the camera. So I can't really do a close up on him. I can't really zoom in as close as I normally can on him. You see, because there he runs into the camera before I even like get close. Um, the other way to do it. Come on. The other way to do it is, instead of scaling him down, you scale the rest of the world, so to speak, up. So instead of making him smaller, you make the office bigger, you make Tyler bigger, the people in the room bigger. And it becomes a bigger pain in the butt, um, trying to zoom around the universe, but it lets you get in closer to the small character than I could otherwise. No, not him. See, that's kind of the shot I want, but the finger is going to be off. And actually, since that'll end up getting cut off, I'm going to actually render this to show you what that does. See how it breaks the line of the aspect frame? I'll render this and show you guys once it gets rendered, but while we're doing that, I can go ahead and image size, edit, cut, select, invert, shrink, invert, and cut. It's like none. And let's take this one. Caps lock has to go on. Let's cut it there. Okay. And then bold that. Ribbit. Let's bring this where it's supposed to be. Okay. Cut that. Come on, there we go. Merge down. For some reason it doesn't want to give me the menu. So we cut, edit, cut. Select none, and come on. Paste as new layer. Grub. Come on. There we go. Merge down. Ah! Control Z. It's not aligned. Control Z. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. Maybe we'll just see if we can go back and fix that. That's what happens when you're not paying attention. There we go. Okay. We're going to do this again. Cut, select none, edit, paste as new layer. And we will merge that down. Now let's see, where are we? Oh my god. The heck? Okay, so here's my rendered picture. Ah, shoot. See, this is where I have to make an adjustment because I got poked through on the outfit. Oh, that's weird, I guess. Huh. I should normally be seeing a problem here, but so far it's not looking like there's a problem. So what I'm going to do is stop this. I'll fix the little poke through. Actually, I got to fix this too. So you're going to make a few adjustments to him. I'll re-render this and I'll come back and show you guys the results because this is going to take forever. Okay, so here's the image. Like usual, I had to go through do it a couple of times to get it right. Because I think the first time I adjusted it, you don't see the poke through in the viewport, but you still get some in the render image. So, I had to kind of re-render it to get it so it doesn't show up in the final image. And as far as this thing, I have no idea. Normally when I got it cutting through the aspect frame like this, I'll get a transparency in the image. So all I can guess is that the image is actually looking through the finger and showing you the underside from the inside of the model. And the texture is kind of similar enough all around the finger that it merges somewhat seamlessly. It doesn't, you don't see um, any kind of a division between the underside of the finger and the top side. That's all I can guess, but I'm not going to use it anyway, so I don't think I'm going to be seeing it. So we're going to throw this in and scale it 33. Yeah, see, we're going to cut that off, play around with the keyboard. This kind of wasn't really my initial idea when I came up with this, but the keyboard seems a lot more fun than parking him in front of a stapler. I think this is going to come up a little. There we go. There we go. Oops, merge that one down. Okay. And now let's see if I can do this. This is going to be a huge pain in the butt. See, I might have to take the desk and the keyboard out to do this. Or not the keyboard, but the desk. Because this is a fantasy, he should be happy. Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to take the desk out. So I'll show you what I mean. And since I'm not going to fish through this whole furniture, I'm going to click the little check mark so that I can, oh, maybe not. Okay, let's go perspective, desk. Come on. There we go. Oops, we'll just turn it invisible. Now, let's go to the camera. Okay. See, this is going to be... Question is... This is a very odd... Might have to take the monitor off too. Because the scale is so extreme here, I'm not sure I can do what I want to. Although maybe that'll... Then if I cut it there, you won't notice that there's no desk. You know what? I'm going to make this monitor invisible too. Okay. Um, Problem is, this is on the bottom of the page, so some of this is going to get cut off. Maybe I should just... What do you Save that. Let's try that. But before I do, I want to see. Okay, I think I'm sort of looking at this little flesh color, and I'm wondering if. Okay, that's nothing. Okay, so we will render that one. Render that one. And, um, God, I got so many programs open right now. God. Um, layer to image size. We will cut that. Select invert, shrink, invert, and cut. Select that. Okay, and I'll just pick one. I don't care. I think the idea is so it's sort of a slight joke that I think I'm going with like a slight joke here that in this fantasy he's imagining Gabe smaller, forgetting that it's a trade-off that he'll end up being bigger. So he's kind of still imagining himself the same size. And since it's not the Gabe in the scene who's saying this, we'll make this a word bubble without a tail. Paste as new layer. Transform. Yeah, so far this has been I don't. This has sort of been a motivating project. I'm not sure why all of a sudden, like the last few have kind of become slogs. And this one I'm kind of moving through, but this is a case where it's like what's slowing the progress on this one is not sort of distraction and motivation. It's that like all these scenes end up are requiring like a lot more work to set up than I expected. So this just this little tiny outfit took half the afternoon. And actually like the first two panels, and I kind of knew when I decided this, but the first two panels I ended up doing last night before going to bed. And I was just like drop dead tired. I wanted to do this page, but I knew this outfit was going to take longer than I wanted to, and I just didn't have the patience, as tired as I was, to sit through all this. So instead of getting 4 pages done yesterday, I kind of set this aside to do the work on this one today. But the progress I'm going, I should have this part done tomorrow. Page 19. You know what? We haven't saved in a while. Let's save. It's 93%. It'll probably take like another 5 minutes. I don't know why this one is going slow out of out of like everything. I don't think there's anything here that should be causing this to lag, except maybe with all these programs open, it's draining the CPU. Maybe that's what's slowing it down. Oh, we're kind of moving fast. This is almost done. Okay. Get ready. The clock is ticking, folks. And there we go. Save. I guess we didn't have to cut out on that one. Probably be the next one, but open as layers. This one, layer scale 34. Oh yeah, see, you don't even notice the bottom of the keyboard has nothing under it. Okay, good. I'm going to cut this one here. Actually, that works. I'm going to slide it over a little bit, but oops. This is number 410, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back to this one. And we're going to come back here to give a reaction shot to that idea. Currently used. What do we want to do? Uh, da, 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 da. That looks good. And this one was 10, right? So this one's going to be 11. Stuttering a bit. That's. Okay, I guess I'll keep. I liked how it was there. Let's just do that manually. Okay, so we'll go with that. Paste as. I'm thinking in this set, in the apartment set, this one should move. So I shouldn't have to cut away to keep from boring you guys or fill the dead space with inane babbling. New layer. There we go. Yay. Merge that down and bring it over here. That's it. And then I can go ahead and get this one, layer to image size. So yeah, I'm hoping that select none. So I'm kind of hoping this at like some point this moves a little faster. Because I'd really love to have this and the second version of Teddy Bear done by the end of the month, so that I can. Oh, I'm over here. Delay. Nope, I was wrong about this rendering faster. It's going to render slow. Okay, but I'm hoping to have these dropped or set up on Patreon at the beginning of the month, so you guys can have content, and I don't have to sort of suspend the account for another month. But the idea is, I'll probably, if I can get both of them cranked out, I'll put this one up. Sort of, I'll schedule these so that it's probably going to be the same thing where I'm not going to be able to come online, so I'm going to try and sneak somewhere where I can use the Wi-Fi and sort of schedule these posts to go out through the month. So I'm hoping this piece drops. To schedule this piece for the first or the second of the month of May, and then schedule Teddy Bear somewhere in the middle. Teddy Bear, the alternate take, and then space out the videos throughout the month to give the appearance that I'm still on. So, come on. His reaction mirrors my own, how slow this is going. Oh, it's still got a while. It's only 91%, but it's still got a while to go. Okay, well, that way too, if I post this at the beginning of the month, then I can have the last piece go live on Amazon in the middle of the month, about the time that Teddy Bear goes, instead of the other way around, giving you guys Teddy Bear first, putting this one to the second of the month, and then holding off the Amazon release until the end of May or the beginning of June. Oh my god, it's done? Yep. There we go. Yay! Okay. Open as layers. We'll go you. Okay. So we don't have to cut this one away and bid you farewell before the page is done, because you already came in late. Come on. No, up. There we go. Okay, this is going to come over because I want his face centered in the panel. Cut. Select none. And I think that lines up. So go ahead. Get this cut. Edit. Cut. Invert. Shrink. Invert. Cut. None. And merge that down. And we will go file. Let's see. Save image. Flatten and export. And this should come as JPEG. Export that, come over here. Tyler, you have to go to work. You need the money if you expect to go to grad school in another year. If you're that worried, we could always use some of that formula to make me small enough to fit in your pocket so you can take me to work with you. Let me get it for you, Tyler. If you shrink me down, you will be a lot bigger than you are now, Tyler. Uh, uh-huh. Um, that's 18 more inches than I am now. All these. I'm thinking I'm going to drop the Tyler. I don't need to have him name drop. So Control Z. We're just going to take this off and then readjust the word bubble. Okay. This one. And we're just going to readjust this one. And since I can now get this into the panel, let's sort of match it a little better with the panel than it was. And I think that's it. So we will save that, flatten it again, and export to page 19. And that's done. And that, my friends, is page 19. As brief as that was, I hope you enjoyed that one. And I appreciate you all checking in. I appreciate your support. I appreciate everything. I can't say it enough, but I will say goodbye rather than dragging this on. So, bye bye.